20-hour travel day. We finally made it to Greece and we are starting here in Santorini, and I'm already so blown away by these views. I know it's gonna be such a good trip. We are pretty tired. It's already like 6 p.m. so we're just gonna get some dinner really quick and then soak in the hot tub. I'm so excited. But first, a room tour. We are staying at Aroma Suites right on the Caldera. Our room was a cave suite. It is surprisingly spacious and comes with that private terrace I just showed you. And of course, the aforementioned hot tub. We walked over to Falafel Land for dinner, a small shop with the most tasty falafels and gorgeous tiling. And then we enjoyed our very first Santorini sunset on our private terrace. It was truly the most peaceful way to end a long travel day. It is officially our first full day in Greece, and we have such an exciting day planned today. We're doing like I think it's 10-kilometer hike from Fira to Oia, but we also have some other fun activities. But for right now, we're just enjoying this coastal view, and we're gonna have some breakfast. And here was the delicious spread. Okay, we are ready to get started with our hike. It is a little chilly, so I'm wearing a jacket. Almost immediately, we started seeing some truly incredible views, but it was pretty windy, and you're definitely going to hear that in the upcoming clips. So we've passed Fira pretty much, and we're just really enjoying these gorgeous views. There's an uphill climb though. We walked amidst the white buildings for a while, seeing gorgeous blue dome churches along the way. And it was so much fun discovering little hidden viewpoints, such as this one. Right there is Scaros Rock, and you can actually hike it. You pass through Imerovigli on this walk, and that is the town you are seeing right here. In the distance, that's Oia. The coolest part of this walk was looking behind you and seeing how far you had come. We walked all the way from up there all the way down here. We still have a lot to go, but as you can see there in the distance, that's Scaros Rock. Right here we could see both coasts of Santorini, which really put into perspective how thin this island is. And we also noticed how the terrain shifted away from clusters of bright white buildings to a more rugged landscape. And as we continued walking, we enjoyed seeing Oia get closer and closer in the horizon. This part of the walk is fully on the cliffside, and we were blown away by the color of this gorgeous sea. After Imerovigli, shops and restaurants are few and far between, but there was one small stand along the way. There's a lot of uphill parts, but the views are so rewarding, and I know when we get to Oia, it'll be even better. This was one of our favorite points in the hike because of these sweeping views. But since this is a really open area, the already high winds became pretty intense. Eventually, we were once again surrounded by the iconic white buildings, meaning we finally made it to Oia. Oia has a super upscale vibe, which is evident in details such as this gorgeous marble tiling. We were super hungry after all that walking, so we went to a restaurant called Karma for lunch. It was such a gorgeous spot, and the food was delicious. After lunch, we enjoyed walking around Oia, and if you notice that it's super uncrowded in this video, that's because this trip was in mid-April before all of the craziness of peak season travel. But we went to the Castle of Oia next, which offers stunning 360 views of this town. quick recap, we're back in Fira. We ended up taking a taxi. I think we waited at the bus station for like 20 minutes. It is the off season, so the bus only comes every hour or so, and we just decided to pay the extra money and take a taxi. Now we are going to do some souvenir shopping, take some pictures, and enjoy Fira. We didn't get that much footage in Fira, but I wanted to show you how gorgeous the view is from our terrace. End of the day recap, our walk from Fira to Oia was about 6.75 miles, and we walked around 17,000 steps. So I'm going to put a map of the route right here on the screen so you can see it's definitely a long walk and a challenging walk. I think it took us around 5 hours, but we did stop a lot for pictures and videos and just to enjoy the views. So that's like a huge half a day activity, and we spent a lot of time in Oia as well. It was a great day, and we're ending it off with a great sunset. It's day 2 in Santorini, and we are up bright and early. It's almost 8 right now because we have a boat tour this morning. So we're headed to Fira Market to get some snacks and maybe pick up some lunch. We had another great breakfast, and that Greek yogurt with Greek honey became a quick favorite. After breakfast, we headed to the boat harbor. This is the Athenios port. And that is not our boat, but it looked super cool. This, however, is our boat. The journey was so gorgeous, with jagged cliffs jutting out of rich blue waters. We started seeing a lot of black volcanic rock, which meant we were approaching our first stop on this boat tour, a small volcanic island called Nia Kameni. And can we take a moment to recognize how gorgeous this pier is? But back to the island, we walked up a mostly uphill path to get to the main crater, but there are the most breathtaking views along the way. In the distance, you can see Fira. This is the still active volcanic crater, and if you look closely, you'll see puffs of white smoke. It was also so cool to feel the steam in the crater's crevices. And then we had some time to just walk around the island, and the weather on this day was so perfect for walking and taking in the scenery. Just for some perspective, yesterday we walked all the way over here. That's crazy. And then we were back on the boat and ready for our next stop, which were some hot springs at Fira Kameni, the other half of the Kameni Islands. We had a packed lunch of some sandwiches and continued sailing on. The Rosia, which is the small island you see here, is usually a stop on boat tours, but it was closed at the time of our trip due to recent seismic activity. After we got off the boat, we had dinner and then walked around to visit some other sites, including this gorgeous Catholic cathedral and one of the most iconic locations in all of Santorini, the Three Bells of Fira, a Greek Orthodox church. And then, with no destination in mind, we just walked around admiring this gorgeous island. The sun was beginning to sink, so we headed back to our hotel for our last Santorini sunset. It's our last day in Santorini. We leave for Naxos in the afternoon, but this morning we have a private tour and we're going to some of the most famous and photographed spots on the island, but first, breakfast. Definitely gonna miss this view. Our day began at Megalochori, a village that showcases traditional Cycladic architecture and is just so picturesque. Then we headed to a caldera viewpoint, where there is also a trail that leads to the heart of Santorini. The trail is pretty steep and slippery when wet, but seeing the heart of Santorini was so cool. Next up, we visited the Akrotiri Lighthouse. We're at the lighthouse, and this is the southernmost point of the island. And then we went to the prehistoric town of Akrotiri, where you can visit the Akrotiri archaeological site. It's so cool to see such a historic site, as the original town of Akrotiri was inhabited as early as 4000 BCE. Santorini has the most gorgeous beaches, from white pebbles to black sand, and even this red beach. It literally looks like you stepped onto Mars. We had lunch at Mario Restaurant, which is right by the seaside, and it was so fresh and yummy. The beach right outside is Kamari Beach, which is one of Santorini's black sand beaches. And in the distance, you can see our next and final stop, Mount Profitas Ilias, the tallest point in Santorini. After a great last day of sightseeing in Santorini, we headed to the pier and boarded our ferry to Naxos. Our boat was super empty, which again is likely because we went before peak season travel. We said bye-bye to Santorini and a couple hours later, hello to Naxos. Stay tuned to watch the next part in this journey, where we will explore Naxos and Athens. But for now, thanks for watching.